Hello, I'm Ren X My Cardidex, or Connor, and welcome back to Enshrouded. In this episode, we're going to be building the Alchemist Tower. As you can see, we've already started up the 2 times, because I didn't really want to waste a whole lot of your time. I think this build was probably about 25 minutes. The last few minutes are just going to be me looking at it and making sure it looks right to my brain. Hopefully it looks right to your brain as well. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do everything here. The big thing I decided to do about this tower though, is I wanted to throw it into the side of the inn. I don't know why. I was just feeling like instead of having its own place, he would like to remain next to the building. And we don't have to worry about doing this for everything. I've already made another building thing. I have to edit it, and I'll voice over it. And that one is separated from the inn. It's just that I think I really like the look of towers connected to buildings. I think ever since Skyrim, where I would build my house and I'd have a little alchemist tower and stuff on the side of it, I really enjoyed the look of having that little side wizard tower looking thing. It just gives it so much like depth, so much personality. Setting the foundations here. The fun part about me doing all these foundation pieces though is that they actually don't do anything. Because we build on top of these and we have a floor that's above this. Because I put it basically on level with what the inn is at. So everything that way is connected properly, or has the ability to connect properly. Figure out what level I needed to be here at. I do cover up that window that's over there as well. Not the one underneath, but just the one up top. The music sounds just amazing while it's on 2 times, actually. I don't think I'm ever going to properly be exceptional with the building that is in this game, I'm going to be honest. I just look at it all the time and I'm like, man, you know, I could have been doing stuff better. Here's the first edit, which is me chopping wood. Ran into a little bit of trouble there with some of those bugs and enemies down there. During this, you're going to see a lot of people asking for pets. I don't want pets yet. I don't have places to keep pets yet, and I haven't built the farmer's house yet. So I'd rather not have to deal with even more NPCs than I already have to deal with. I still don't know at this point that I could press F and I just instantly go into the first person mode and actually have an easier time building. Doing the 1x1 things to build that is actually hilarious to me. Would have been so easy just not to do that. Getting there, slowly, getting the hand of building as time goes on. I do like how this one turned out. It didn't end up so much as a tower as I thought it was going to wind up being, but I mean, I enjoyed that nonetheless because it is unique to that type of building. Gotta connect everything back up here. putting in the floor. Again, this is where I'm like, oh, I didn't actually have to put the foundations in, because I was just going to skip over that apparently and just immediately go to, you know, doing other things. I gotta sneeze every video. Ow. I like what I did here, and this is kind of subsequently what I've done for all the other builds, or most likely what I'm going to do for all the other builds as well, which is just a little area for the fireplaces and stuff to go, because I like the idea that, you know, fires spread at one point and people were like, no, we need a little safety hearth area because it's dangerous. I especially like the idea that all that piece is stone for the Alchemist, because he's obviously going to be dealing with a variety of chemicals and stuff like that, so I finally started using the first person only to immediately have to go into an outside perspective. Putting in some windows so I don't have to put nearly as much in terms of lighting in the surrounding area. So during this, I did change the additives of the game around a little bit. One of the things is that the daytime lasts for an hour, and I'm pretty sure both this and the other building video that is going to be uploaded here before long is roughly about an hour. So there's at least one nighttime each, and then probably the next time I record regular Enshrouded, because I'll have to change the time back and the loot settings and all that stuff, it'll be nighttime and I'll have to sleep, and then it'll be the normal from then onwards, but not bad. Even though I know that heat doesn't transfer in this game, not like, for example, Valheim. Valheim actually has like the smoke mechanics and stuff. But in this one, I definitely like how it ended up. Even though it's not like it's going to do too terribly much. Got people running all over to me because they're like, hey, I want a baby goat. I want a baby yak. I'm out here like, I want rent. Yeah, then we get to this point. I think probably the thing that took me the longest, as is for every building, is the roofing, because this one has a very unique style of roof compared to what I've done for the other ones. It almost feels a lot more, man, I don't remember the exact style of it, but I'll have to look it up and maybe put it in the video. If I didn't, then oh well, doesn't really matter. We'll get to it at some point, but I just like the look of it. It reminded me a lot of, what was it, Red Dead, almost, the roof style, and I don't remember what the style is called, which just has me so sad, but it is what it is. Here I decide to start doing a few unique choices, which is I put that wall a little bit too close, and I was like, well, wait a second. I like how that looked, and it's going to be over top the... Balthazar came over, decided to talk to me for a second, or look at me. I like how that looked because it's going to overhang the fireplace exit, And that way all the smoke could billow out instead of remaining inside, and I just like the look of how that would wind up. I decided to drop it down one. I'm not sure why. Maybe to increase it or decrease it width-wise. I'm surprised none of the wood blocks back there caught any strays from me getting rid of the stone, but you see, here's our one nighttime of the recording session. So that way I could continue building and getting on with it. Since I learned that the scaffolding just like lets you do stuff, I was like, hell yeah. I didn't actually have any roof pieces. So I was like, well shit, I guess I'm gonna set myself a little bit of a platform to stand on so I don't get absolutely decimated. Also, I do this in, I guess for example, Minecraft as well. I love the look of towers that slowly like decrease in size and then have, you know, the proper watchtower piece at the top. So doing something along the lines of this is not surprising for me. And I do like how it turned out. Placing the top pieces to go along, so that way we can place the roof on it. A bit too close. This is the only downside of the first person, is the depth perception on first person is a little bit rough sometimes. Now I have to go place my scaffolding back so I can go all the way back up. Luckily, I do make multiple pieces of scaffolding in the next building video, so I can actually just get on top of stuff, and I don't have to do what I'm doing right here, which is really attempting to break the game, is what that seems like. And it's not much longer than I'm up here that I fall down again, or I need to jump down again, which is hilarious. Just getting the other little pieces in here, because I'll be able to hit them with those little vertical corner pieces that will help out immensely later down the line. I also come to the realization that I messed up on... Those are not symmetrical, but I think that's fine. Messed up on one of these corners here, and I think it's this one, where I didn't place a corner piece in, or it accidentally got deleted whenever I put a block down or something. Keep falling down. That's by far the funniest part about that whole thing. Just add a little bit of depth here, so I throw some little tiny blocks in. I get a lot of use out of that shroud block by huge margins here. I like to pretend that this adds any sort of structural integrity to this building. Hit the corners with it. Nice little structural support areas. Don't fall down the fireplace hole. Trying to figure out something because it seemed as though I had misplaced something. come to the conclusion that I need a lot more roof pieces. And a better way to climb my scaffolding, as one should always find fast. So these are my templates for building roofs I'm trying to find here. Also, I'm measuring up these corner pieces and realizing that they're off. I have really bad OCD, and sometimes it will go along the lines of like how it's going here, where I need to kind of fill in some of that stuff and have it be fixed to my brain. Otherwise, a lot of stuff I attempt to do very asymmetrical, because at the same time of being OCD ridden and being like, I need it to be perfectly this many blocks to this many blocks, there's almost something that's like, I like how, I don't know, weird this feels whenever something is asymmetrical. Like, oh, there's a doorway on this side, but there's nothing on the other side. I don't know why. I don't know why that gets me, but it's just one of those things. Maybe it's the fact that it, like, looks wrong or something that is like, hey, well, that's not bad. I didn't actually need to build these by myself. I probably could have used one of those, one of the freaking presets blocks, and it would have been fine. But, yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm going for, like, the largest piece, when there was a much smaller piece that would have been way easier to manage. There's our first layer of roof in the midsection there. I try to make everything look a little bit neater, even though no one's going to be looking through these. I just figured might as well clean it up from a spot that I can and make it look nice from a spot that I can before I start messing around and getting to an area that isn't going to work for me. Second roof over top the fireplace exit. And then we have the main roof pieces, which you're going to notice I'm having trouble building this part, which is unsurprising because roofs are hard in this game, and it's really hard to have them equal each other properly, especially when you mix perspectives as hard as I did just there. And it's off. And at this point I'm like, okay, I think I know what to do after I make one more mistake, as I'm prone to do for roofing. I take a block and I put it exactly where the block needs to go, so that way I can see where that roof is properly going to connect. I didn't realize just how useful those things actually are to making it to where I could properly build roofs, because holy shit, it is a massive difference. I take the scaffolding so that way I could put it up here and then have the ability to put that other block. Perfect. Balanced as all things should be. Way easier to find where my precipice of wall is supposed to be. Now everything should be lined up properly, and I can easily just go in and clean it up. I think one of these I did maybe a bit too far. I think it was this one, maybe. Yeah, it made it look a little bit wrong. But I go in and I do fix it here. Perfect. And then I just put a nice little cap on it. Just off the end cap ones, because that'll be a lot nicer. I break off my little finder stones because I already know how that works now. There we go. Perfectly lined. And then I go over here and take a good look at it. See, I love the look of it. I love the look of the little tiered as it goes down. It feels like the whole tower is kind of like leaning on the end pretty properly, which is super nice. Oh my god, how fast I make that stuff is insane to me. I just need regular logs, so just go out and get some. I think in this one I was just running 1.5 times as much stuff, or maybe it was 2 times. Get plenty of wood so I can do all of my little building pieces. But look at that. Yeah, I even go first person here to show it off a little bit more and give a pretty good look to it before I'm like, oh yeah, I was building stuff. I have to go build stuff again. Just getting random little pieces that I feel as though would be neat to put in the house. So I put the bed up here. I think the biggest mistake I've done here is I didn't leave a whole bunch of room on the second floor for decorations and stuff. So this bed winds up going in a really weird spot. A spot that I probably wouldn't necessarily have put it in like normal areas and stuff. I think I finally figured out how stools work. So there's like a small lip at the end of it that you can sit and actually sit at it. Yeah, it's pretty little house. I like the look of it. I had a few more little bits of decoration here, a torch in between, so there's enough light that you can see on both floors. I change it and put it at the end of the stairs here. Then I go for a door, I believe, or a support to put up the tower. This support does not work for what I was going to use it for. I thought it would have been really cool to send it up the tower. It doesn't go far enough up the tower. And then if it did go far enough up the tower, the bottom of it actually is too high up. Grab my little summoning staff, put Balthazar back at his new home. There you go. There you go, Balthazar. How does your new home feel? I finish up the little pathway here. I come to the realization I'm using stone here in a second, and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want to use stone for the porch. Finish that off with the shroud wood because for some reason those planks just look really nice. I think the hardwood planks, whenever we actually get the carpenter down and working and everything, is going to make really fancy shit, and I'm thoroughly excited about that because I can't wait to see what looks nice and how it builds. Even though I'm going to be pretty sad because all of my builds currently, like, I'm probably not going to go through and just destroy everything to replace them. It's a little rough, but I mean, it is what it is. Fix the little side pieces here so people have railings to stand on. Or to use, not to stand on. Don't stand on railings, it's dangerous. Perfectly balanced. I wish there was a way, and I'm sure there is, but a way to turn off the GUI so that way you can properly look and see what's going on. I needed I needed some metal pieces so I can make another door, but I decided to leave this piece in just because I find a flame shrine like right around the corner, and I'm like, oh, well, hell yeah, I'll just pick that up, no problem. So I figured I'd just keep that in because, you know, free flame stuff, free sparks. Beat all these guys up, take some of the scraps. I probably do need to grind up a little bit more in terms of scraps at some point, just so that way we have more for little materials like I'm doing here, basically. I am going to be pretty excited for when I can change the doors around and stuff like that from the carpenter, though. I think here I just do a full look around into the tower. It's not bad. There's definitely more that I could have done with it, I feel. And I probably should have put it out further towards the outside of the inn, so that way there was more room for decorations and everything. But honestly, at the same time, I feel like it was just the right amount of like ramshackle that I enjoy in this game. It was pieced together with whatever we could find, and it shows very clearly that that's the case. But anyways, since I'm showing it off, thank you for watching, listening, going about your daily life. I've been Ren, X-Plane Cardadex, or Connor, and I'll see you in whatever is next. Take care.